60ª edizione del Festival di Taormina, Taormina Film Fest. C'è aria di leggenda. Un grandissimo autore e attore che credo non sia mai stato in un festival italiano di livello è qui con noi. La prima volta che è stato su un set aveva 10 anni, è stato anche dietro la macchina da presa, è un appassionato di fotografia, è un grande comico con le parole e con il corpo. Abbiamo oggi con noi Ben Stiller.
Ok, grazie.
Allora, siamo tutti davvero emozionati, si dice sempre, ma io lo sono in maniera particolare. Come sapete abbiamo già visto le clip che lo stesso Stiller ci ha mandato e adesso ne vedremo delle altre che abbiamo scelto insieme, ma prima inizierei la conversazione con una domanda molto generica. Lei per le prime volte è stato su un palcoscenico a 10 anni?
No.
It doesn't work.
No.
Okay. I see on your face.
Yes.
Vai.
Hello. Hi. Now I can hear you. Yes. Good. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got it. What did he say? Okay.
Ok. Roger. Lei è stato per la prima volta su un palcoscenico in uno show a 10 anni, appartiene a quella tradizione di attori americani un po' come Buster Keaton che è cresciuta nello show business da bambino. Naturalmente come spettatore mi piacerebbe che lei ce ne parlasse, come ricorda questa esperienza da bambino e in che maniera naturalmente ha influenzato tutta la sua carriera.
Well, I grew up around show business because my parents are actors, so that was just part of my life. You know, my parents would go and they would do plays, they'd do TV shows, or they'd do movies, little parts in movies, and I loved it. So it was always, my sister and I were always around it. My parents would go touring around and do productions of plays, and then my sister and I would get up on the stage after everybody left and would act out what our parents had done. So I guess it was sort of just always something that was part of us. And then I saw movies when I was about, when I was 7, 8, 9 years old. I started going to the movies, and I knew very early on I wanted to be a movie director. That was always my dream. But the acting and all of it was just part of our life because we lived it with our parents.
Possiamo dire anche che però sin dall'inizio c'è stata una caratteristica molto particolare che noi europei amiamo molto, un po' come i grandi attori del passato tipo Orson Welles, tipo John Cassavetes. Lei ha sempre avuto anche un grande interesse per gli elementi tecnici del linguaggio cinematografico, la regia, la fotografia, no? Possiamo dire come queste due passioni si sono sviluppate. Lei è un attore che ha una mimica particolare, diciamo, no? E ha anche una sua agilità, è anche uno che sa far ridere nel modo in cui muove e usa la sua apparenza corporea, no? Però allo stesso tempo ha una grande, credo anche passione. Ho l'impressione che trasmetta anche, un po' come succede anche a Clint Eastwood, il piacere di filmare quando fa il regista.
Yes, yes, Clint Eastwood and I are very similar. We get compared all the time. He's done a few more westerns than I have. No, I always loved, as a kid, I just wanted to be a director, and so the acting part of it was something that I actually came to later, and I never really necessarily wanted to be in comedies. I loved comedies, but I didn't think that I wanted to be in them. I wanted to be a movie director, and I watched the Scorsese movies and the Coppola movies, and all of those great '70s movies. For me, the actors like Al Pacino and all these, these were the people that I idolized. And then as I got older, I started to become more aware of comedy with people like Bill Murray and Steve Martin, and that sort of appealed to me as a teenager. So it was always thinking about kind of wanting to make movies as a director, and then I started to act later. And then the comedy just sort of happened, but it wasn't really that I was trying to do that as an actor. I really always wanted to direct the movies, and for me, you know, that's what I love the most. And the, you know, someone like Clint Eastwood to me is actually, you know, he's just an amazing talent in that he can keep on going and keep doing it and do so many different genres of films. And you know, I would hope that I could try to have that kind of career where you could just keep on making films, making different kinds of movies that interest you, not necessarily just comedies too.
È vero anche che lei appartiene a una generazione di attori con i quali ha stabilito delle relazioni di amicizia e anche, anche professionali, no? Parla Owen Wilson, Jack Black, eccetera.
Yeah.
Si sente parte di questa nuova generazione? E qual è la loro caratteristica? La caratteristica di voi attori di questo tipo?
Yes. Well, yeah, those are all friends of mine. You know, Owen and Owen is a really good friend of mine, and Jack Black. I've just known these guys for Owen probably like almost 20 years now, and Jack probably even longer. And these are all guys we just sort of started out together, not necessarily working together, but we were around each other. And I met Owen because I cast him in a movie called The Cable Guy with Jim Carrey that I directed, and he came in to audition. And I just thought this guy. It was actually funny because he didn't really do a very good audition. He was really good, but he was kind of a little bit nervous in the audition, and that I was always bad at auditioning also. But Judd Apatow, who was producing Cable Guy with me, who was my friend, you know, he said maybe we should hire that guy Owen. And I was like, well, I don't know, his audition wasn't that great. He's like, yeah, but he's really funny. And I was like, yeah, well, I guess we'll just give him a chance, you know. And then I started working with him in the movie, and it was like making a different movie, and I had this connection with him, and we've been really good friends ever since. And I love, so these are guys I just love to, I know them as friends. I love working with them. We don't ever try to necessarily work on specific projects. They just sort of happen. I think Owen and I haven't really worked together for a while, but you know, I miss working with them. So it's great to have that connection with people who you get excited by the work that they do. And so for me to work with those guys, I always look forward to it. And there's a familiarity and a trust there too.
Lei sa che ci sono alcuni film che lei ha diretto che sono diventati dei cult per i giovani qui in Italia?
No, really?
Yes.
Which ones?
Possiamo vedere alcune immagini adesso?
Okay. Okay.
Derek, I just have a few more questions, if that's okay.
Cool.
So when did you know you wanted to be a model?
I guess it would have to be the first time I went through the second grade. I caught my reflection in the spoon while I was eating my cereal, and I remember thinking, wow, you're ridiculously good looking. Maybe you could do that for a career.
Do what?
Be professionally good looking.
Right. What would you say your trademark is, if you have one?
Well, I guess the look I'm best known for is blue steel.
What's that look like? Impressive.
And then there's Ferrari and the Tigre. The Tigre's a lot softer. It's a little bit more of a catalog look. I use it for footwear sometimes.
Can I see that?
Chaz's wife, Rachel, was killed in a plane crash the previous summer.
What about Buckley?
Buckley, forgot!
Buckley! Buckley!
Go, elevator! There's fire! Go! 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 Go!
Chaz and their two sons, Ari and Uzi, were also on the flight and survived. as did their dog, who was discovered in his cage several thousand yards from the crash site.
4 minutes, 48 seconds. We're all dead, burned to a crisp.
Over the last 6 months, he had become increasingly concerned with their safety.
We left Buckley.
Doesn't matter.
Hello. Oh, I'm sorry. We're only boarding rows 9 and above right now. You'll have to wait.
I'm in row 8.
Please step aside, sir.
It's just one row. Don't you think it's okay?
We'll call your row momentarily. Step aside, sir. Thank you for waiting. We'd like to continue boarding the aircraft now. We're now boarding all rows, please. All remaining rows. Hello. Enjoy your flight. I'm sorry, sir. You're going to have to check that.
I got it.
No, I'm sorry. That bag won't fit.
No, I'm not. Hey, I'm not checking my bag, okay?
Okay, there's no need to raise your voice, sir.
I'm not raising my voice. This would be raising my voice to you, okay? I don't want to check my bag, okay? By the way, your airline, you suck at checking bags, okay? Because I already did that once and you lost it. And then I had everything screwed up very badly for me, okay?
Well, I can assure you that your bag will be placed safely below deck with the other luggage.
Oh, yeah? How do you know my bag will be safe below with the other luggage? Huh? Are you physically going to take my bag and put it beneath the plane? Are you going to go right now outside with the guys with the earmuffs and go put it in there?
No.
No? Okay. Then shut your pie hole and listen to me when I say that I am finished with the checking of the bags conversation.
Sir, we have a policy on this airline that a bag of this large...
Okay, you know what? Just give me a little pause off of my bag, okay? It's not like I have a bomb in here. It's not like I want to blow up the plane.
Sir!
I just want to stow my bag according to your safety regulations.
Sir!
Hey,
Sir!
if you would take a second and take a little sticks out of your head, clean out your ears, and maybe you would see that I'm a person who has feelings, and all I have to do is do what I want to do, and all I want to do is hold on to my bag and not listen to you. And the only way that I would ever let go of my bag would be if you came over here right now and tried to pry it from my dead lifeless fingers, okay? If you can get it from my kung fu grip, then you can come and have it, okay? Otherwise, step off, bitch.
Senta, poco fa lei ha nominato il grande cinema degli anni 70, Al Pacino, credo anche Dustin Hoffman. Possiamo dire che il suo stile è un po' quello di quegli antieroi che però portato alle estreme conseguenze diventa da drammatico straordinariamente comico?
I guess so. When I look at that, that has nothing to do with Al Pacino or Dustin Hoffman. No, I mean, I don't know. I just, I think I always approach when you're doing a comedy, I always approach it just like it's real, and it's not necessarily a comedy or a drama. It's just a real situation. I mean, I was just watching that scene there, and it's like, I was thinking, oh, that's not that funny. I'm like just yelling at that stewardess. It's not really, it's kind of like, it's a little bit edgy. But I think that comes out of the situation in the movie, and I think if the audience is connected with the character, if they care about the character, and they feel like they empathize with you, then you can kind of take them wherever you're going to go and not worry about trying to make it too funny. Obviously, Zoolander or something like that, it's it's kind of a broader reality. But even in Zoolander, I feel like he's a real person. He's a real character who's, he's not very smart, and he's got a big ego. But that's like a lot of actors are like that too. So it was really just whatever the reality level is, I think you just have to commit to that. But then really treat the character as if they're a real person and not worry about having to make it funny and let the situation hopefully make it funny.
Lei ha toccato adesso un punto che chiama un po' una domanda. Nei film che ha fatto lei spesso c'è C'è un intento satirico, una critica anche del cinema, del mondo della moda e quindi, come ha detto lei, anche del mondo dello spettacolo in generale. È qualcosa che le appartiene, l'idea che attraverso il cinema si possa anche, come dire, instillare l'idea che alcuni difetti di quel mondo sono abbastanza ridicoli?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I said, I grew up around show business, so to me, that satire of kind of the ridiculousness of show business is something that always makes me laugh. I think that actors are interesting people because we both have big egos, but are also very insecure. Also, it's a strange thing. You put yourself out there in front of people and sort of you say you're going to entertain them and have this sort of idea that you can do something that's going to entertain them, but then also you want that approval too, but at the same time you just kind of want to do your thing and you're doing it because you want to be creative. So the interaction with the audience is a very complicated thing, I think, for a performer, for an actor, because you want to be doing what you do for yourself, but you also need to connect with the audience on a certain level. And I think that world creates a lot of craziness that it's fun to make fun of in movies or in television, and that's what I was always drawn to comedically, were sort of inside show business things, and I probably still am. And sometimes it's something that an audience can relate to, but I don't expect most people to relate to all of that inside show business stuff all the time. But with Zoolander, I think it's something that picks up on more than just show business. It picks up on our sort of our vanity and our sense of ourselves, and fashion, which is really such a a strange thing in terms of just it's something that people kind of agree this is cool or that's cool or this looks good or that looks bad, and that's sort of just the ridiculousness of our sort of our human nature of who's in and who's out, and how we decide who's cool and who's not cool. And growing up, I never was the cool kid, so I guess it's fun to be able to at this point in my life be able to make fun of that a little bit.
Quando è che ha capito che poteva essere molto divertente? Quando è che ha capito, che ha sentito le prime risate e che effetto le hanno fatto?
I did a play in New York when I was about 20 years old, and I had this monologue in the play. It was called The House of Blue Leaves, and I came out and talked to the audience, and I was this angry kid who was in the army who wanted to blow up the Pope, actually. And it was a crazy character. And he had this monologue about, it took place in 1965 in New York. The Pope was coming to visit New York, and he wanted to blow up the Pope just because he wanted to get his father's attention. Mm-hmm. And that monologue, that was the first time I think I interacted with an audience, and there was some laughs, and I felt laughs coming back from the audience, and I thought, oh, this is something that I could do.
And did you like it?
Yes. I mean, there's nothing like that feeling when you're live on stage and an audience laughs. You don't even get that when you make movies, because when you make movies, you do it and then it's in the theater a year later. So you get to go to the theater and watch, but it's a very delayed reaction. So when you do something live, which I have friends who are stand-up comedians, like someone like Chris Rock or someone like that, who I go and watch them perform, and they're just that energy in the crowd is just amazing, and I think every performer loves that. But I've also never really been that comfortable doing that, because I like being able to do movies where you can do it a few times, and it's a very small, private atmosphere. Even though it's something that's going to be seen by a lot of people, you do it, just with a few people around, and you can do it as many times as you want until you feel like you get it right.
I suoi genitori, che sono due comici molto famosi, che hanno recitato una coppia molto popolare, cosa le dicevano? L'hanno incoraggiata oppure erano un po' spaventati dall'idea che lei potesse intraprendere la stessa strada?
Yeah, I think now as an adult having kids of my own, I see that protective nature that you have over your kids. I think my father was more protective. He didn't want me to have to go through all the rejection and the have to grow the tough skin that you have to be in show business, because there's a lot of rejection, and I think he was trying to maybe protect me from that a little bit. But my mom was I think she was encouraging if it was something that we really wanted to do. I look at it this way, if it's something you really want to do, you're going to figure out a way to do it. And with your kids, if they're going to do it, they're just going to have to put themselves out there and go for it. But like with my kids now, who are pretty young, they're 12 and 9. I just want them to do it if they enjoy doing it and not do it professionally for as long as they can, so they can have that fun experience. Because the minute you start going out and auditioning, then people are judging you, and then you have to, you know, deal with all that, and it tells you pretty quickly whether or not you want to keep doing it, because it's definitely not easy at first.
Senta, lei ha anche fondato una sua casa di produzione ed è anche molto attivo nel campo delle web series. Tra l'altro noi qui a Taormina credo che siamo stati il primo festival italiano a creare uno spazio proprio per le web series e c'è un premio apposta. Mi piacerebbe che lei ci parlasse delle idee che stanno dietro, sia la strategia produttiva, sia rispetto al suo impegno rispetto a questo cinema online che è molto vivo adesso.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's an incredible opportunity to do really creative things, you know, because you're able to to make movies for very little money, though sometimes they have bigger budgets, but you're basically able to have the creative freedom to put something out there, to make it and put it out directly to the audience and not have to worry about ratings or box office or how many people. I mean, obviously you get views and you want to get a lot of views for shows that you'd make, but you can just make them and put them out there and let them find their audience. And I think, you know, 20 years ago, 25 years ago when I was starting out, if that had been what it was like, you know, there was really no excuse to not be doing what you want to do, because now you can have you can make a movie with a phone and you can express yourself and you can go and you can do it and show people what you want to do. And for us, it's been exciting because we've been able to find people that we think are talented and give them a chance to do their thing. And usually they're very self-sufficient. They're people who are able to create with very little, and it's just great to be able to support that. And it's been really fun. We have a new show on now called Next Time on Lonnie. That's a takeoff on a show where it's like a reality show about a young guy, but then every time they have the promo at the end of the show for next time on the show, it's a whole different show, and it goes into all different genres, and it's a crazy comedy that you know, we just launched, and it's really exciting to be working with young guys who are, you know, at the beginning of what they're doing, and to collaborate with them. And I think that the internet is just an amazing place for creativity, and the only challenge is getting people to see it, finding ways to direct people to what you're making, you know, because there's so much out there.
E proprio per questa ragione, proprio per quello che diceva prima lei, no, per quanto è importante per un attore saper anche testare l'interazione con un pubblico, in che maniera lei pensa che appunto mandare le cose online possa cambiare il linguaggio? Lei che tipo di esperienza ha fatto?
Well, I think that first of all, it becomes, people find what they're interested in. So, you know, the programming now has become much more niche, where you can go to something that interests you and it's what you like. And so you don't have to worry about making a movie that you know, that everybody in the world is going to go see, and then if they don't go see it on the first weekend, it goes away. And you know, maybe they find it on television or whatever, but on the internet, it's a chance for people to do something very specific, and then people find that. And I think, you know, there's ways to find things that are similar to what you like on YouTube or whatever it is, where you can find, oh, if you like this and you might like this, you know, and obviously through social media, people connect with each other about what they think, what they like, and those networks are ways of people finding things. And I think it's just an opportunity for people to be more individual in their expression and be more unique, and not have to worry about any lowest common denominator and reaching a huge audience. And I think in that way you're able to find creative work that's much more pure and individual.
Un'ultima domanda prima di passare a quelle con il pubblico. Lei è diventato un autore anche piuttosto personale, per questo prima citavo Clint Eastwood. In Walter Mitty, per esempio, si capisce che ciò che le interessa non è solo divertire, ma anche in qualche maniera trasmettere qualcosa che le sta molto a cuore, anche una certa concezione del mondo, dei sentimenti, no? Ha avuto però anche la chance di lavorare con degli autori tipo Wes Anderson, altri registi. È più facile o più difficile abbandonarsi come attore a un altro autore quando si è autori noi stessi in qualche modo?
No, I welcome it. I look forward to it. I mean, I look forward to not having. first of all, when you work with someone like Wes, who's a genius, you know, just an auteur, you're in their world, and your only responsibility is to serve their vision. And as an actor, that's what you want. You want to be working with a director who has a vision. And so I look forward to that. And it's less responsibility. You know, when you're directing a movie, you're always thinking about the budget and the schedule and finishing on time. And there's a lot of stuff that's on your mind all the time. And as an actor in a film, when you're working with a director who you admire and whose work you like, you just give yourself over, and it's something I really love to do.
Bene, volevo chiamare Tiziana a condurre con me la conferenza stampa.
Grazie, e vorrei sono felicissima che Ben Stiller sia qui, perché lui sa che per 3 anni veramente lo sto invitando ogni anno e non ho mai mollato nella speranza che lui potesse venire qui a Taormina, e quindi sono felicissima che lui è qui per il 60° anniversario. Grazie Ben.
No, siamo davvero orgogliosissimi di averla avuto, credo primo festival italiano di una certa importanza, e ci teniamo tantissimo, e non credo che potremmo ringraziarlo per tutta la mattinata, però credo che appunto abbiamo 10 minuti per un po' di domande, quindi...
Ok. I'm okay. That's all right, I'll just let it sweat.
Allora, se alzate le mani, eccoli.
Ciao Ben.
Ciao.
Tutto bene?
Yes, I'm good.
È un piacere averti qui a Taormina. Com'è nato il personaggio di Zoolander? Quanto ti senti cool e quanto autoironico nella vita?
Self-ironic. I mean, I'm pretty self-deprecating in life. I mean, Zoolander came out of a short film that we did for the VH1 Fashion Awards a long time ago. They used to have these fashion awards. And a friend of mine who's a writer named Drake Sather, who's a comedian, he said, I want to do a little short film and I want you to be a male model. And I said, that's ridiculous. And he said, yeah, that's why I want to do it. And so we came up with this character, and we just sort of invented the character for this little short film. And it was, I think it was like the Derek Zoolander School of Male Modeling or something. And then we did it the next year. And then after that, we said, oh, this would be fun to make a movie of. But I think the studio, when we told the studio we wanted to make a movie, they didn't quite understand it. The whole time we were making the movie, they didn't quite get it. They just knew that it could be funny. And so it was a very strange experience, because even when the movie came out, I don't think people quite got it. And it's really been wonderful that over the years it's had this life. It's sort of grown over the years. And you know, that kind of feeling you don't really get with a movie that often, where a movie has a life, and sort of in the beginning nobody really gets it, and then it catches on. So I'm very grateful for that. But no, I don't take myself very seriously, I hope, in real life.
C'è stato un collega sul set col quale hai legato di più?
Oh, sorry. Sorry, can you say that again? A colleague, special relationship? Gosh. Well, I mean, Owen Wilson, for sure. Just because I feel like we're very, very close friends, and we know each other pretty well, and he makes me laugh so much in real life that I feel like it never gets old in terms of our relationship. I don't know, you know, sometimes I think, well, maybe we made too many movies together, but I also always look forward to working with him again. So I don't know, I think Owen's probably, like, for me, like my closest sort of creative relationship. I also really like, I've worked with Noah Baumbach a couple of times now, and he's one of my favorite directors to work with also.
Ok, buongiorno. Volevo sapere, a proposito di Zoolander, se è vero che sta preparando un sequel come abbiamo letto in rete, e poi qual è il segreto per diventare Ben Stiller? Guardandosi indietro nella sua carriera, cosa direbbe? Grazie.
Oh, okay. The Zoolander is something we've been working on. Over the years, we keep on working on a sequel. We keep on thinking about it, and we continue to work on it. I can't say that it's actually a reality yet, but I hope someday it is, and it's sort of actively being worked on. It's been about 10 years that we've been working on it. So, you know, it's going to be old Derek Zoolander. And then for being, what was the second part of the question?
What's the secret to become Ben Stiller?
The secret to become Ben Stiller? Oh my God! I don't think anybody needs to know. I mean, it's not that. It's I just sort of I don't know. I mean, I've just kind of always done what I love doing, and you know, a lot of times I did things because I wasn't getting work as an actor. I'd be auditioning and I wasn't getting jobs, so I'd make my own little shorts or I'd try to generate my own thing, and that sort of relates to what we're talking about with the internet these days. I think nowadays if you want to do something, you just sort of have to do it, and that's always sort of been my attitude, is just create. If you start to create, something will come out of that.
Ciao Ben.
Ciao.
Io a proposito di Zoolander ho realizzato un omaggio per te grafico proprio a proposito del film che avrei piacere di dare.
Questa è una domanda?
Questo è una
cool.
domanda, no, è un omaggio, un regalo che sto facendo al...
Oh, thank you. Wow. I like it.
Thank
the
you.
Z.
Sì, grazie.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Dov'è la domanda? Eccola, qui davanti, in front of us.
Sì, grazie. Un saluto a Ben Stiller, direttore del festival.
Morning.
Volevo chiederti, innanzitutto volevo farti i complimenti per l'ultimo film, I sogni segreti di Walter Mitty, che ho trovato molto bello. Anche dal punto di vista registico ci sono delle immagini davvero belle, come ad esempio i titoli di testa iniziali, che sono affascinanti per come spuntano tra le strade. Quello che volevo chiederti, in quel film Walter Mitty, il personaggio che interpreti, diciamo che sogna ad occhi aperti. Immagino che essere un regista comporti avere qualcosa in comune con questa caratteristica. Insomma, volevo che tu ci parlassi un po' del tuo processo creativo che ti porta a concepire delle immagini così belle. Grazie.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in fact, when I was, putting the movie out, there was a lot of questions to me about, are you a daydreamer? Do you daydream? And my answer was always, when you're making a film, when you are a director, a movie maker, you are a daydreamer because you're imagining the movie in your head. You're always trying to see it in your head. And that's really what the process of making the film is about, is trying to see these images and seeing and pre-visualize it somehow, and then try to make those images into a reality. And that process is, I think, very collaborative, but it's also very individualistic in that you really have to have an idea of what you want, because when you're making a movie, people ask you a lot of questions, and it's all about decisions. And I think you can be as specific as you want to be with something. You can say, okay, this is a bedroom, but what does the bedroom look like? I mean, you see, someone like Wes Anderson is just incredibly specific in every aspect of how he makes a film in the frame. And I think that's up to a director, what you're interested in getting specific about, whether it's the performance or it's the production design or where the camera is or the style or whatever it is. Those are all choices that are up to you. So that's the wonderful thing about directing, is you can't ever say someone's directing a movie wrong or doing it the wrong way, because directing is about being subjective and it's about choice, and that choice is only something, is only a choice you can make. So.
Facciamo delle domande anche a destra per le pari opportunità. Ecco, prego.
Okay.
Okay.
This young man is asking.
I have two questions.
Okay.
Thank you for coming. And who do your kids play in Madagascar?
Who do my kids play in Oh, they did. There's young Alex in Madagascar 2. Mm-hmm. Yes, and that's who they are. They did the Yes. You want to take a picture? Sure. You want to come on up? Oh, afterwards? Come on up now.
Allora, ultime due domande sulla destra.
Salve.
Salve, volevo chiederle cosa ne pensa del fatto che all'Oscar vengano sempre privilegiati i film drammatici rispetto a quelli comici?
Why do comedies never win Oscars? I don't know. Well, they have in the past, you know. I mean, I think Annie Hall won. It's been a while since they have. I don't know. I mean, I think it's obviously, you know, comedy can be looked at as not being taken as seriously. But I think there's a lot of respect for comedy in the world. And I think the Oscars will figure that out one of these days. And, you know, I think anybody who's doing what they do comedically is not really looking for that. I think you're looking, I mean, obviously everybody would love to win Oscars and win everything, but ultimately, you know, the connection when you're making a comedy is with the audience, and that's the most important thing. And that's why when you make a film and you screen it, you have to put it in front of an audience to see how they react, and that becomes part of the process.
Volevo ricordare che da quando io e Tiziana siamo a capo di Taormina, una delle idee guida è stata proprio quella di parlare della commedia in un festival in maniera autorevole e seria, ed è una delle tante ragioni per cui siamo felicissimi di avere Ben qui. Ultima domanda.
Ecco, allora andando contro quello che è stato detto fino adesso sulla commedia, io non mi prenda per pazza, ma la sogno in una parte da vero cattivo. Penso che lei abbia un qualcosa come attore che deve esprimere proprio da cattivo, e del resto in The Cable Guy ha fatto vedere che è inquietante.
Yeah. Yes, I would love to play a bad villain sometime. No, it would be a lot of fun. I'm totally open to it, and I'm sure I definitely have a dark side. So yeah.
L'ultima, vai.
Okay.
Allora, ciao Ben.
Ciao.
Innanzitutto ti faccio i complimenti. Ti seguo da quando sono alto così, non che adesso sia cresciuto più di tanto.
Thank
però.
you. Thank you for making me feel old. Thank you.
Allora, innanzitutto ti faccio complimenti sia perché sei un grande attore, ma sei anche un grandissimo comunicatore. Nei tuoi film si possono trarre tante verità, tra cui quelle più palesi come l'insopportabilità dei suoceri, ma anche messaggi più seri. Ecco, quello che ti voglio chiedere è questo: come è nata l'idea del tuo ultimo film, visto che comunque porta dei messaggi davvero profondi? Ecco, come è nata e quando? Grazie.
Yeah. You know, honestly, it was The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. It was a remake of a film that Danny Kaye made in 1947 from a short story by James Thurber, which was written in 1939, and was rewritten by a great writer named Steve Conrad. That I was literally sent the script, and I connected with and talked to Steve, the writer, about. And the idea in the movie to me about, first of all, you know, being able to look at your life and say, okay, I'm going to make a choice to do something different, and kind of step into the areas that are of fear, to me is something I really related to. And I also thought, you know, Steve, I just have to give Steve Conrad the credit because he's just a beautiful writer, and the images that he wrote on the page that to me were images that I thought would really translate cinematically, and the idea of being able to try to tell a story visually, I felt like that there was a real opportunity there for that. And you know, what you connect with, sometimes it's hard to tell, really, to analyze what you personally connect with inside, what makes you feel something. But there was something about that character and you know, the journey that he goes on that I connected with personally. And as a director, when you aren't necessarily writing what you're doing, you have to find that connection because it's such a long process making a movie that you have to find that passion and what it is, what it means to you personally.
Complimenti anche per come influenzi le vite delle persone con i tuoi film. Da quando ho visto Tutti pazzi per Mary non ho più comprato gel per capelli bianco, assolutamente.
Bene, signore e signori,
grazie a tutti.
Ben Stiller.
Thank you.
Ben Stiller.